All right. So, first topic on the list, is college a scam? Is college a scam? Now, I know in the modern culture, there's a lot of Gen Z people who are getting fed that college is a scam and they don't want to go to college. Now, the question is, are they true? Now, um, me, full disclosure, I'm a college grad.
That couple's being attacked. Better hurry. Come on.
I'm a college grad.
I know I'd be here sooner or later. Here we go.
Now, me being a college grad, I've been able to make six figures multiple years in a row. Even my first year working, I made about 70 grand.
Dr. Connors?
A lot of people don't talk about the fact that a lot of the people who can't get a job after college is because they were fed a lie by the previous generation.
How long has that been?
Now, the trick is that you need to update your thinking when it comes to college. I think the previous generation used to sell college as a
Connors' family.
way to kind of
Heard his wife
update your
left
status
son
in
after the
society.
Blizzard fiasco.
Whereas now, I feel like college should be viewed as a way to raise your baseline. And what do I mean by baseline? Baseline is like the lowest common denominator that you can get in society. So, for example, like a person who's not a college grad, let's say they go into the job market with no skills, they can get a minimum wage job, right? That's their baseline. Like, no matter what happens, you could go out into society and get a minimum wage job, right? Now, as you acquire your skills, your baseline will improve, meaning the job that you can get in the market easily will improve. Now, college is a way to increase that baseline rapidly by investing some money, because college is basically a business. They don't sell it as a business, but it is. You invest some money, you go somewhere, and that organization will verify that you have the skills required to go look for higher paying jobs in the marketplace. Now, the trick is that you need to go to college with a specific skill in mind that you want to acquire, and you want to get verification from college, the organization, that you are capable of fulfilling that skill. So, for example, like me, I went to college and I got a degree in medical lab science, right? Now, the good thing about being a medical lab scientist is once you're done with your undergrad, they make you take a board exam to verify that you're skilled enough to fulfill the job. And if you pass, they give you a certification, the ASCP certification, right? After you have that certification, it basically indicates that you are at the level where you are safe to be employed in a medical lab, right? But if you don't have the certification, basically you can't work. So it's literally illegal to hire people who don't have that certification for that job, which makes me more competitive in the marketplace, being able to, further myself away from the general population. Now, because of that, I was able to secure a job for 70K. I was able to increase my income every year. And then after that, I became a traveler, similar to travel nurses, but in my field. And I was able to duplicate my income very quickly within 3 years of being in the field. Well, let me pay attention here for a second. Let me see. Now back to the topic. So basically what you want to do is that you want to go to college with a skill in mind or a job in mind. And nowadays we live in an internet age, so there's no excuse. You can literally go online and find a high-paying job and literally just research what it takes to get it in college and go for it. Now, the people who are not
Cute.
hold on, man. The people who are not good at school, what I recommend, still go to college and get a 2-year degree, right? You could get an associate's degree, and there's a high number of list of jobs with an associate level degree that pay higher than the average wage in America, and people don't take advantage of them.
Sing song from the Mobile.
So my recommendation is, if you're not good at school and you want to like go out into the marketplace quickly, just find a job that's an associate's degree level job that pays well, and there's like a list of them too. And then once you're in the job, if you're more of a person who likes to get experience on the job and increase your income that way, you can further differentiate yourself by doing extra training at the job. So
Connor's triggers.
to the people who say like,
30 minutes ago.
oh well, I just want to be an entrepreneur or whatever, like I just want to go straight into it and not even go to school, what I would say is,
Connor's, fight it.
what's the probability, right, that as an 18-year-old with no work experience and no life experience, you're going to be able to solve problems to the level where you can make a business your career? You know, it's not very probable.
Connor sent his family through hell.
Like, for example, like there's a lot of YouTubers who became entrepreneurs and they say that college is a scam, but then when you research into their history, they actually went to college. Like, for example, like Hamza, he's a popular YouTuber who, you know, instructs younger people on how to do self-development, right? He went to college. Now, the thing is, like, when he got out of college, he couldn't get a job. But the reason he couldn't, the reason he could read books at a certain level and get stuff out of them,
You have no idea.
You are glorious, Frank. Worthy of Craven.
Let me tell you how this is all gonna go down. You leave Connors alone.
hold on,
He doesn't
let me
deserve
finish
it.
this.
But if you or Craven keep going after him, you'll answer to me.
Ah, damn.
This whole lizard hunt ends now.
I got wrecked, boy. Oh my god, bro. I'm gonna have to pay attention here, bro. I'm gonna have to pay attention.
This whole lizard hunt ends now. Does Craven even know what he did to Connors? All so he can prove something? Is all this just a game to him?
Alright. Damn, that was tougher than I thought, man. Way tougher than I thought. Back to the main topic. Game got too hectic. I had to stop talking. But yeah, like I was mentioning, right?
I'll break them.
So,
You boys hit the jackpot.
so Hamza, for example, right? Like Hamza went to college, right? And yes, when he got out of college, he couldn't get a high-paying job, so he had to resort himself to like work at minimum wage, etc. Right? But then you see what happens when he started his business. He already had the college base behind him, so when he was reading books, he was getting more out of them as he read them. Like when you read books, you don't read books in a vacuum. You take your past experience and the things you've learned over your lifetime, and when you read a book and the idea is incepted into your brain, you build on that idea based on what you've read or what you've learned thus far. So yeah, like if you start to try to be an entrepreneur at 18 years old with no life experience, it's gonna be hella hard, as opposed to Hamza, who went to college, worked regular jobs, lived life first, and then tried to be an entrepreneur and had more of a shot. So yeah, like he might recommend you don't go to college because like being an entrepreneur is better, but what he's missing is that he had the base of life experience and studies under him before he tried to be entrepreneur. It's like me right now. Like if I start posting videos on YouTube versus, you know, when I was posting videos, let's say 18 years old with no life experience, I have nothing to talk about. Like what am I going to talk about 18 years old? I've lived nothing. I know nothing, you know? So that's why sometimes like a lot of the people who claim, you know, that college is a scam, they're really not thinking about what it took for them to get to a certain spot. In the same way that Hamza says, you know, like when I go to the gym and I can maintain my physique with 1 day a week, those people don't realize they had to go 5 days a week before they got the physique. You know, like they forget what it took to build the physique, and then they give the advice like, oh yeah, you can just maintain with 3 days a week. It's like, yeah, but you already built it with 5 days a week. It's the same way that Hamza built you know, he became an entrepreneur after he went to college and learned a whole bunch of crap, and then started reading books that way. You know, so like take that with a grain of salt. Just realize that if you choose to go to college, it's only going to be a small percentage of your life anyways. And if you go with a plan, you're not going to get scammed. Like if you go with a clear skill in mind that you're trying to get, it's usually worth going. Because like, for example, when I started working, I was making 70, and you know, eventually I got up to 130. And I have friends who are engineers as well, who like, you know, they make over 6 figures like multiple years in a row. And there's more of a percentage of them making 6 figures than percentage of entrepreneurs making 6 figures. You know what I mean? Like 90% of businesses fail. Now I'm not saying that it's gonna be you, but it's definitely a possibility. And it's better to have a nice baseline under you, like I said. Like going to college just increases your baseline. Like no matter what happens, I could always go back to a lab and work and make at least 70K. You know what I mean? Like no matter what happens, even if I start a business and it fails, it's like, okay, cool. I just go back to the lab, make 70K, and then try another business idea. But then if you don't go to college, you don't have the opportunity. Then you have to go make whatever, $15 an hour at freaking Chick-fil-A or whatever. So keep that in mind. Anyways, that's the end of the first video. Is college a scam? I don't think so. I think people who don't go with a plan usually get screwed, but that doesn't have to be you. So
Close to finding Dr.
just keep that in
Connors.
mind.